So yo, they were saying it's a homeless issue in New York and California. That's what all the major news and everything gonna go be talking about in 2020. So I'm gonna try to give y'all an example of why it's this big homeless issue in here, because the homeless issue is because you got a lot of people that's using drugs. The drug use is, you know what I mean, that's gonna cover 40% of the problem. And in these democratic cities, the Democrats basically are sellouts. So they sold out to special interests, and the special interest groups are most likely the landlords, and the landlords raising the rent, changing the laws. And over the years, with the laws changing with the property, a lot of people lost their property with the new rules. You know what I mean? So basically, the way that the system is set up now with the rules in big cities, that when you rent a place to stay or apartment, your lease is minimum. You can't stay there. Your rent is not stabilized, nothing. Your rent is subject to getting raised by all kinds of new laws. And the landlords only sign these kind of leases. And then they own the shelters. So it's just like you're gonna go in an apartment, you're not gonna be there for your family, not gonna be there after you. That was the case. If you had to live in an apartment, your family for 30 to 40 years, and that was the case. Y'all was living in the city. Even when the relatives died, the kids took over the place. So now the landlords put in all these laws, you know what I mean, in democratic cities where you can't keep possession of the place. You know what I mean? It's a couple of laws that can protect you, but those laws won't protect you. So now what happened is, even with minimum wage, these places is you can't live there. Like for a studio apartment in New York City, the rent is like $1,800 to $2,500 to $3,000 in some of the luxury places. But in like the hoods and the ghettos, what they call it, or the urban neighborhoods, the rent is probably like for a 2-bedroom apartment, $2,500, $2,000. So even with people benefits, pensions, they can't afford no rent. Nobody can afford to pay rent to live in these cities without these cities' programs. So what the landlords do, because they shysters, they force the city into having these programs. Like I can't think of none of these programs off the top of my head, but with these programs, what they do with these programs is the city end up bulking for about 70% of the urban people rent with these programs. So the city technically paying a majority of the portion of the rent. And the landlords want these kind of contracts because now they just raping the city, cause the city not to make progressive movement because they spending so much money. You know what I mean? They spending so much money on the homeless. In this direction, they giving people one-shot deals. They're giving you a program to help pay a portion of your rent. And the landlords love it because, you know what I mean? By them forcing up the rent, they force the city to pay more.